When the Hurt Business joined AEW, I thought they would be similar to other former WWE to AEW signings. Their initial impact, a flash in the pan debut, quickly fading into the background as they fought unknown people week after week. But I was wrong. The current story that is being told between MJF and the Hurt Business is some of the most entertaining wrestling storylines I have seen since Sami Zayn and the Bloodline. The Hurt Business and MJF is a newer stable than the Death Riders, but it has already surpassed the Death Riders in impact purely through entertainment value. Their creative approach is refreshing. They cleverly subverted well-worn tropes about how new members join factions in wrestling. Typically, this unfolds in a predictable manner, an interruption during a match to secure a victory or a timely rescue from an attack. This formula, while reliable and straightforward, a well-oiled machine of storytelling, clearly signals a new alliance to the audience. However, the storyline involving MJF and the Hurt Business took an unexpected turn. While MJF initially assisted the stable in a match, leading to the anticipated conclusion of his induction to the syndicate, the narrative pulled a sharp swerve. Only MVP championed his inclusion, while Bobby and Benjamin remained unconvinced. This internal friction, with MJF now navigating the challenge of persuading the dissenting members to welcome him into the Hurt Syndicate, injected a fresh and highly entertaining dynamic into a familiar scenario. They set an interesting dynamic between the four of them. MVP is the seasoned veteran, the shrewd strategist who recognizes MJF's undeniable talent and the potential benefits he could bring to the syndicate. He sees MJF as an asset, a valuable piece to elevate their standing. Then there is Shelton Benjamin, the reluctant member whose loyalty, while present, appears somewhat pliable. The narrative cleverly hints at his susceptibility to external influences, portraying him as someone who could be swayed by the allure of flashy things and girls. Thus, his resistance, his stance, can be negotiated. Then there's Bobby Lashley, the powerhouse and the group's serious anchor. He embodies the protector of the Hurt Business's integrity, valuing strength, dominance, and a certain code of conduct. MJF's often underhanded tactics and abrasive personality clash with Lashley's more straightforward approach, creating a natural friction. His skepticism isn't about personal gain, but about safeguarding the reputation and the core values of the stable he's helped build. My initial concern was that the storyline might lose its momentum or be resolved in a predictable fashion. However, I've been thoroughly entertained by the creative avenues they've explored. MJF's persistent attempts to ingratiate himself with Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley through blatant displays of wealth and temptation, the women, the luxury watches, and the car, are a clever nod to the stable's name itself, the Hurt Business. It subtly reflects the often transactional nature of business dealings, where persuasion sometimes involves appealing to personal desires and offering incentives to get what you want. The implementation of a simple three-thumbs-up voting system for inducting new members is a brilliant touch. It's a small detail, yet it adds a layer of internal politics and collective decision-making within the faction, making their dynamic feel more nuanced and engaging. These seemingly minor elements are precisely what captivate wrestling fans. They demonstrate a thoughtful approach to storytelling, indicating that the creative team is invested in the narrative and enjoys crafting these intricate details, which ultimately enhances the overall viewing experience. MJF calling MVP by his first name Montel communicates their relationship dynamic beyond wrestling and shows how close they are to each other. It's a carefully chosen detail that speaks volumes about the nuanced relationship between the two characters. MJF subtly communicates a level of comfort, perhaps even a sense of camaraderie or mutual respect that extends beyond the confines of the storyline. It hints at a history or a bond that allows for a more personal level of interaction. But the true stars of this story are Bobby and MJF. They have an intense but at the same time fun to watch dynamic. Bobby's blunt dismissal of MJF's attempts at bribery and him saying hurt someone to impress me is not only a fantastic character moment, but also perfectly encapsulates the stable's straightforward ethos. The hurt business hurts people. It's a clear and unambiguous mission statement. Unlike the often confusing and overly complicated ambitions of groups like the Death Riders, there's no ambiguity in their purpose. They are about dominance through force. Bobby Lashley's challenge to MJF isn't just a test of strength. It's a litmus test of whether MJF truly understands and is willing to embrace the fundamental principles of the Hurt Business. This demand for tangible action, for MJF to shed the pretense and demonstrate a willingness to inflict pain, elevates their interactions beyond simple comedic relief. It's a compelling character study of two individuals with fundamentally different approaches to power and respect. And the scene where Lashley lays down this brutal yet honest condition is indeed wrestling storytelling at its finest. Pure cinema. With MJF finally being accepted into the stable with 3 thumbs up after brutally hurting people, I look forward to seeing how the story unfolds. I hope they don't drop the ball and that they give the Hurt Business the world title. I don't know how or who they will give it to, but they have to do it. Let me know in the comments down below who you think should be the world champion in the faction. I truly believe that this is AEW's bloodline, and I think this story, if done right and if they continue pushing it well, will bring some much-needed good attention to AEW and elevate their product, which has been on a downward trend lately.